Hello, my sunshine yogis. Thank you so much for being here. Tonight's class is dedicated to a practice that is going to help us release our stress and kind of tame our tension and bring us into more of a state of balance. So we'll begin in a seated position. Take whatever seat feels comfortable to you. We're going to start with some really balancing pranayama. So if you feel like you might need a Kleenex on hand, if things might get stirred up a little bit as we breathe, feel free to grab that and any other props that you might like. I'm going to take a seat on a folded blanket for some support tonight. But the idea of the approach to the practices tonight is really to use our yoga as healing, to think of our movement as medicine. So take your seat, close your eyes, and let's begin the practice. So finding that comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you, I'm going to take a cross-legged position. And as you sit, really lengthen the spine. One of the things that happens to our body physically when we get stressed out is we tend to cave in, right? The shoulders kind of roll forward, the chest collapses, our breath gets more shallow as a result, and we lose the brightness of our heart space. So make an effort to sit up nice and tall. Make an effort to just send those shoulders back, a little extra loop to kind of roll them back. And once the eyes close, you'll begin to feel that you've kind of stepped more inward. So in closing the eyes, we kind of tune out some of the sensory subjection that we're constantly getting. So we allow ourselves to kind of tune some of that external noise and distraction out. And we begin to focus our awareness inward. Find that lift from the center of your chest. And see if you can broaden your collarbones just a little bit more. And then really important to kind of focus on that rounding sensation through the tailbone. Letting your body weight yield to the earth below you. And then just traveling up the length of the spine from that tailbone position, lifting each vertebra. Imagine you could just slide a little cushion in between each one. And allow that to lengthen the spine right up through the back of the neck and the back of the skull, through the crown of the head. And from the position of the crown of the head, feel your connection to all above, right? The energies of all the cosmic, universal space that we find ourselves in. So equally connected to earth and to sky. And our spine as that central connection between those two energies. Our hearts open. Giving ourselves that room in our torso to be able to breathe a little bit better and a little bit deeper. When we are in a state of stress or feeling anxious, we breathe shallow. We breathe from about half the capacity of our lung space rather than full capacity. So when we can invite our torsos to lengthen and our chest to open, we can find and receive deeper breaths. So let's begin now breathing in through the nose. Take the deepest breath you can. Just let that breath drop down into your belly to feel the belly expand.
Oh, I just got today, probably 30 minutes ago.
Keep your mouth closed and just let the breath release through the nostrils. So breathing in and out in that manner, deep breath into the belly, expanding. And then as you exhale out through the nostrils, try to lengthen your exhale so that you go longer on the exhale than you do on the inhale. Let's do another 2 rounds of that. Deep breath in, expanding the belly. And then a long, slow exhale out, feeling that breath lengthen. Maybe even doubling the length of the exhale compared to the inhale. Let's do one more, just like that. Big breath in. And then a slow, long exhale out. When we breathe like this, lengthening the exhales, we're tapping into our parasympathetic nervous system, and we are asking the body to relax and slow down. Now, keeping a nice rhythm of breath, you can keep your eyes closed and listen to my guidance, or you can open the eyes and watch. Take your right hand in front of your face. And we're going to be using our thumb and our ring finger to close off and to open our left and right nostrils as valves. So just hover the thumb and the ring finger over the right and the left side. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it go through the nose. Now close off the right side with the thumb and inhale through the left. Big breath in. We're going to hold this breath at the top, so I want you to feel that sense of retention. And then close that left side off and exhale through the right. At the bottom of your exhale, hold. And then inhale on this side. Holding at the top, exhaling through the left. Close off with the thumb and open the left side. Breathe out all the way to the bottom. Hold here. Inhale through the left. Fill yourself up. Let the belly expand. Hold at the top. Close off, exhale through the right. Long, long exhale. Breathe it all the way out. Hold empty at the bottom. Inhale through this right side. Expand your belly. Hold at the top. Close it off and exhale left side. Empty yourself out, pulling navel to spine and hold at the bottom, empty. And then inhale left side. Draw the breath into the belly, expand and hold at the top. Close off that left side, exhale through the right. Stay empty at the bottom. And then inhale, big breath in, fill yourself up. Hold that breath at the top. And then close off that right side, exhale left. Empty yourself all the way out. Hold at the bottom. And then gently release the right hand down and take a few breaths in and out through both nostrils. And just observe how you feel and how your breath is flowing. Observation is a big part of our practice. So really just tune into your body, tap into your breath, and just notice the transformation. Good. As we ease the eyes open, just keep a steady rhythm of breath going for you and your practice, whatever that looks like tonight. We've set a good foundation for breathing, and the practice is going to be a little bit slower tonight, so you should really stay connected to your breath. Just remind yourself if you fall out to come right back in, no big deal. Let's stretch our arms out off to the side, bring them overhead, and clasp opposite elbows. Let's bring that right forearm, right elbow on top, and give yourself a little tug. So those elbows are going to tug in opposite directions. Sit tall and try to release those inner shoulders. We're just going to gently slide the elbows from side to side like a little typewriter cylinder. Feeling a little opening up into the shoulder joints here. We hold so much tension right here in this part of our body, as well as in our neck. So we're going to spend a little time to release there. And then let go of the hands. Keep your wrists crossed. So your right wrist is going to be in front, and bring the palms to meet if you can do that. Reach up through the fingertips. Hug those inner ears, inner shoulders towards one another. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, just bend the elbows, point them out and away as the back of the hands slide down. Inhale to re-extend, reach up. Stretching, lengthening from the hip crease up through the fingertips. And then exhale as you slide the hands down, draw the elbows out. Good. Inhale, let's lift one more time. This time as you exhale, we're going to twist to the right, keeping that crisscross of the wrists, turning the chest, drawing that right shoulder back. Big breath in. On the exhale, full twist. Release the hands. So bring the right hand back behind you. Kickstand it to lift the chest. Breathe in as you lengthen and breathe out as you twist. Turning your chin towards the back of the mat, any amount that feels comfortable to you tonight. Breathing in, you'll lengthen the spine, and as you breathe out, you'll hug your belly towards it and try to deepen your twists. Notice the sensation in the neck here. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to spin your chin to look over your left shoulder. So taking a gaze towards the camera, breathing in. On the exhale, dip your chin towards your left armpit. Stay here for a breath or two, just feeling the stretch, targeting the back of the neck here. Awesome. Breathe in and lift your chin. As you breathe out, slowly unwind. Lift your left hand and place it onto your right ear. Gently guide the left ear towards the left shoulder. Feel an additional stretch on the right side of the neck. Maybe crawl your right fingertips away from you, maybe even float them off the ground. Breathe into this right side. Be gentle with yourself. Remind yourself to not force this opening, but to coax it. Chin is pointed forward, not down, so keep your throat nice and open. Feel whatever you feel. Be the observer. Notice. Good. And then gently release the left hand. Take the head towards center and take both hands back behind you for a clasp. You can anchor the knuckles down and roll the shoulders back, and let's find another lift of the chest. So again, thinking of opening up the heart, creating more spaciousness here. Breathing in to open up and breathing out. Good. We'll slowly release the clasp. If you'd like to, change the position of your shins. So go ahead and bring that left shin in front if you have the right. And we'll just take the same sequence on the other side. So float your arms up and overhead. Bend and catch opposite elbows. This time the left elbow is going to be on top instead of the right. It might feel kind of awkward to do that. I had to think about that for a second to figure that out. And then just kind of tug energetically the elbows away from one another to create a little more space in that inner shoulder area. Feel the opening in the joints. Yeah, and then just a little typewriter glide from side to side, get a little mobility moving, little motion, creating that motion that creates the lotion, right? Getting things to kind of open up and feel fluid again. Good, and then we release the hands with the left wrist in front. Find the palms, let them meet if you can. If not, you can do whatever feels good. And then just reach up through the fingertips here as you anchor down through the tailbone. Breathe in. On the exhale, bend the elbows wide and slide the backs of the hands down towards your head. Good, again, inhale, stretch it up, lengthen. Try to keep those inner shoulders soft. Exhale to bend the elbows, open. Good, last time, bring it up. And on your exhale, you're gonna twist gently to the left. So wrapping the left shoulder back, keeping the palms pressing together. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, unwind to your full twist. Back of the right hand to the left thigh. Prop yourself up with your left fingertips and breathe some length into your spine as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, take your twist. Turning any amount, taking the chin to look back behind you, rolling your left shoulder back, breathing in to find additional length in the spine, and breathing out, using that length to help you twist a little bit deeper. Take a nice breath in, and on your exhale, you're going to turn your chin to look over your right shoulder. Feeling the stretch from the left side. Big breath in, and then dipping the chin down towards the right armpit. Feel how that changes the stretch. Send your breath there. And gently lift the head up and unwind. This time, the right hand will come to find your left ear. Gently draw right ear to right shoulder as we open up the left side. Crawl your fingertips away from you on that left hand. Maybe even float the fingertips off the mat. Breathe spaciousness into the left side. And just take a moment to note how this side feels different from the right. We all hold tension in the neck area, but in different places. To me, this feels really good. Beautiful. All right, slowly bring the hand down, unwind, and take the hands back behind you one more time for a clasp. Let's open up the chest, maybe anchor the knuckles down, maybe even lean back a little bit, lifting the chin and opening up the throat. Feeling that nice release. Good, and then releasing. We'll go ahead and keep the left foot in, extend your right leg out. So we're going to flex the foot, draw the sole of the left foot in towards you. And we're going to take a twist again to the left, so right hand to the outside of your left knee. Let's go ahead and grab onto that knee. Turn the chest as much as you can, and then lift your left arm up, and we're going to stretch out and over to the right. So we are twisting and folding, getting into our side body here. So when we collapse our chest, when we feel stressed, when our bodies are tight, we constrict the side body quite a bit. There's a lot of tightness in there. Our body holds that sensation in the connective tissue, in our musculature, even in the bones. So opening up the side body can really bring a lot of release, a lot of freedom. It helps us to breathe better. You're really creating more space in this way. Root down that left hip and stretch a little bit further to the right. One more breath in. This should feel really good. As you breathe out, bring yourself upright. And let's switch sides. Left leg extends. Draw the sole of the right foot in nice and close. And take a twist now to the right. Grab onto your right kneecap with your left hand and just rotate the chest to the right as much as you can. Find that anchoring through the tailbone, stay lifted. And then as you're ready, release that right arm up and over to the left at a diagonal. Rooting down through your right thigh bone, your right hip crease, and stretching out of it so that you really expand that right side. Reaching, opening, breathing into the right lungs. Just feel how we're creating space here. Tapping into your steady, even breaths. Making this really movement as medicine. Good. And take one more breath in here. And as you exhale, draw yourself upright. Good. Let's extend both legs long out in front of you. Flex the toes towards you. You can stay elevated on your blanket or come off of it as you wish. A forward fold now as we reach the arms overhead. Bending the knees as much as you need to take it forward. Reaching for anything that you can find. You have a strap and you'd like to use the strap to kind of bring your toes closer towards you. You're welcome to use that now. Don't worry if your knees need to stay bent because the hamstrings are tight. That's why we're here, is to get them nice and open. So take a deep breath in. Try to lift from the center of your chest. Straighten the spine as much as you can. And then keeping that length, begin to fold any amount. So opening up the back side of our body and folding forward really helps also with stress. When we fold in, it helps us to get into a more internal space, right? Where we can be with ourselves and our feelings and our emotions. It helps us to kind of tune out the external world. And we can really begin to see and to clarify what's real, what's true. As we sit with ourselves and we kind of dive deeper in, all the noise starts to go away. And we're left with what is real and true. Feel your backside opening up from your Achilles heel, all the way through the back of the legs, the entire back chain of the back, all the way out through the crown of the head. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, gently roll yourself back and up. We'll go ahead and bend the knees now. I'll take myself to a side view here. Grab onto the shins, position your feet in line with your sit bones, and let's take a few rounds of seated cow and cat. So as you breathe in, we're going to lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, root through the sit bones. And as you breathe out, tuck the chin and round all the way back, rocking over the sit bones and scooping out your belly. Let's close the eyes as we move between those two, inhaling to lift, opening the heart, reaching the crown of the head up, and exhale as we round. Flex your spine, tuck the tailbone under and hollow your belly out. Keep on with this, moving at your own pace. Really feeling the articulation of the spine as you move between the two poses. So the spine connects us to the brain. We have a happy spine, we're going to have a happy brain. They're really connected. This is wonderful movement as medicine as well. Helping to kind of calm us down by keeping the spine nice and healthy, keeping it active, keeping it fluid, all the good stuff. Let's do one more round wherever you are, breathing in to lift, extending the spine, and breathing out to round and flex the spine. We'll stay here. Connect with your core space. Pull the navel in and up. Release the hands. And with the chin tucked to the chest, roll yourselves all the way down onto the mat. Take your time. See if you can feel each vertebra land. And then once you get there, go ahead and bring the knees into the chest and take a little rock from side to side. Just massage out your low back. Give yourself a few moments of pleasure here. Feels good. Feels good to be on our backs. Good, and then we're just gonna take a little bit of core work here. Nothing too crazy. Bring your legs to tabletop. The reason we're gonna do it is because the core is our center of power and empowerment. When we're stressed, when we're under tension, we're giving that power away to something else, whether it's real or imagined. So connecting with our power center is always a good thing, and it balances us out. So with the feet flexed and the knees stacked over your hips, we're going to bring our arms straight up. So we're creating essentially a supine tabletop position. Now, when we're in tabletop, we do the bird dog or balancing spinal balance. This is exactly what we're going to do on our backs. So it takes a little mind-body coordination, but that's also really good for us when we're under stress. It helps us to refocus our awareness and our attention. So we're going to move opposite leg and opposite arm in tandem. So as we inhale, the right leg and the left arm are going to extend. Right? Push through that right heel and reach out through the left fingertips. And as you exhale, you're going to bring it back to center. Don't overthink this and don't worry if you don't get it right. All right, other side, left leg, right arm. Reach out through that left heel, press it away from you and reach the right fingertips long. So feel your core engage here. Drop your navel towards your spine. Bring it back to center. We're going to move nice and slow. Right side, leg, left arm, reaching in opposite directions. Pressing through that right heel, getting long, feeling your core engaged. And then pulling it back, moving with mindfulness. Left leg, right arm. Reach them away from one another. Breathe and feel your core engage. Bring it back to center. One more round each side, right arm, left leg. Nice and slow. When we slow it down, we're in it, right? Dropping into the body, feeling all the feels. Back to center. And then the left side, left leg, right arm. Lengthen out, press the heel away from you, feel your core engagement, and slowly bring it back to center. Beautiful work. Hug the knees into the chest, round your low back. Feel how good it feels to have that brightness right in that solar plexus area. Re-extend the legs up and then open them wide into a straddle. You can slide your hands into your inner thighs, inner knees, flex your feet, and let's roll out the ankles. So this isn't a posture we do very often. A straddle isn't something that we kind of get into regularly in our daily lives. So you may feel a little extra challenge to keep your legs wide, but it feels good. We need the stretch, right? We need the ankles to open up, so any movement here. Good. And then release your arms out to a T to kind of anchor yourself down. And we're going to crisscross the ankles. So inhale, bring one in front of the other. Exhale, open wide. And just keep in this alternating pattern, finding a crisscross and an opening. Working our core in kind of a fun way, right? Doesn't feel overly taxing, but trust me, you're getting a workout. If you want to, you can bring your hands to your lower abdominals and you can feel that engagement. Let this be movement as medicine, so you don't need to go fast, but you do need to go with intention. Be in your body. Keep breathing. Let's do 2 more. Crisscrossing one, and then the other. Open wide, and then with control, slowly scissor your legs back together. Great. Draw the knees into the chest, and then hug the right knee in and extend the left leg to hover over the mat. Both feet are flexed here. Roll the front of the shoulders back and down, and really connect with your tailbone here. Draw that knee towards the right shoulder. Get a good squeeze in that hip joint. If it's too much to keep your left heel hovering, feel free to place it on the mat. If you'd like to go a little bit further, gently roll up and draw your forehead towards your knee, tucking your chin towards your chest. Breathing into this shape. If you'd like to go deeper, you can release your grip and extend your arms towards the end of your mat. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Slowly bring yourself back and down to the mat, and then draw that left knee in to meet the right. Pause here, notice the difference. We'll take this on the other side. Right leg extends, hug the left knee in and up. Float that right heel off the mat and flex both of your feet. So your legs are engaged, your feet are engaged. And draw that left knee towards the left shoulder as you lengthen your low back. Feel your shoulders grounding. If you'd like, peel the back of the head up, tuck the chin towards the chest, draw your forehead towards your knee. Stay here and breathe. Or maybe release your grip and extend your fingertips towards the end of the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly roll yourself back and down. Draw both knees into the chest. Hold on to the kneecaps with your hands and make some circles. Opening up your hips here. A really nice, gentle way on our backs. Reverse direction of the circles. Beautiful. And then as you're ready, make your way up into a tabletop position. You can rock forward and back a couple of times, or maybe just roll off to your side, whatever feels good. And then when you come into tabletop position, I'm going to turn to face you so you can see me. You're going to take your fingertips wide off the mat. Okay, come up onto your finger pads. You're going to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to drop your right shoulder down towards the mat, and you're going to turn towards the left. So we're just going to get a nice shoulder stretch here. Inhale, press up. Exhale, other side, left shoulder down, look to the right. Feel that stretch in the front of the shoulder. Inhale, up. Exhale, right shoulder dips, gaze left, breathe. Inhale, up. And over to the other side, left shoulder down, turn the gaze to the right. Good, deep breath in. On the exhale, come up and back. Beautiful. From here, we'll walk the fingertips slightly ahead of the shoulders, tuck the toes under, and come into a hovering tabletop. Hug those inner thighs in, ground down through the toes, ground down through your hands. Kind of feel your finger pads gripping the mat, and slowly rock forward and back. Feeling a nice stretch in the wrists. Opening up the shoulders a little bit more, feeling this in our thighs and our core. And then coming forward, begin to lift your hips and straighten your legs, find downward facing dog. So yogi's choice here, you may want to move a little bit. That always feels organic and natural to me. So feel what feels right for you. That's the point of the practice, is to really go where you need to go tonight. Maybe lift up high on the toes, drop the heels, whatever feels good to you. But eventually come into stillness and make the movement, or the only movement, your breath. And let's just take a nice couple of rounds of deep breaths here. Pressing the tailbone high, drawing our heart back towards our thighs, spinning the inner thighs in and back towards the back edge of your mat, lengthening your side waist, your spine, letting your head go nice and heavy. Shake it out, release. And then we'll take our hands to walk them back slightly until our heels lower onto the mat. You can even separate your feet, maybe outer hips width distance here. Bring the left hand to the center of the mat, and then take your right hand underneath, spread it over to the left side, grab your ankle, your shin, and take a twist. Look up and underneath your left arm, drawing that right elbow to the right side. Feel this beautiful release. When we invert, our heart is higher than our head. This is a really good place to be when we're under stress. We're shifting our perspective, right? We're taking some of the focus off the brain and putting it into the heart. Let's release and switch. Right hand to the center, thread that left arm over to the right side, and take your twist. Look up and under. Hug your left elbow to the left side. Breathe into your back. Relax your head. One more breath in. And exhale to release. Take a nice easy walk to the top of your mat. Arrive in Uttanasana, forward fold. Bending the knees as you need to, grabbing opposite elbows if that feels good, and taking a gentle sway. So coming back to that inversion, right? Heart overhead. Simple movement like this, even seated in a chair, can really help you let go of stuff that you can let go of and need to let go of. Let's clasp our hands behind our skull and give our neck a little additional lengthening here. So without tugging hard, just the weight of your hands and your head and the use of gravity will assist in kind of opening up your neck. Thinking of lengthening it away from the shoulders, creating more space there. And then we'll ground through the feet, keep the clasp here. Let's roll ourselves up to stand. Tucking your tailbone under. As you stack your bones, one on top of the other. At the top, take a deep breath in and open your elbows wide. Lift the chin, lift the heart. And as you exhale, tuck and round, wrapping the elbows in, chin to chest. Good, inhale, open wide, lifting from the sternum. Let your head sink back into your hands. And then exhale to round, chin to chest, elbows wrapped in. Last time, let's open wide, breathe in. And on your exhale, release your hands and come to Tadasana, mountain pose. Bringing your toes to face forward, turning your palms to face forward. Stack your shoulders over your hips and your hips over your heels. Activate the soles of your feet. So if you'd like, lift all 10 toes. Find the ball mounds of your big toes, the pinky toes, the four corners of your feet, tapping into the heels on the inner and outer edges as well. Anchoring down and then lifting up through the arches. Feel like there's an energetic pull up through the feet. Let that pull energize your kneecaps. Turn on your thighs. Feel the front of the hips lengthen. Your heart lift. Collarbones get nice and broad here. And feel a lightness. You're rooted through the lower half of your body, but you're lifted bright and light through the upper half of your body. Again, feeling that connection to earth and sky, being present in your body and with your breath. This is all that matters right here and right now. Feel the liberation of that thought, that concept. Present moment. Good, let's ease our eyes open and come right into tree pose, standing on our right leg and bringing the sole of the left foot to wherever it's comfortable for you on this side. So it doesn't have to be all the way at the top of the inner thigh. You'll draw that left knee out and down. As you feel steady, bring your hands to your heart. Maybe extend the arms open. Maybe even play with a heart opener by bringing your hands back behind you for a clasp and then drawing the knuckles down and away. Anything that would make you feel open here, feel grounded. When we balance, we have to focus. We have to drop into our bodies. Otherwise, we're not in the pose and we lose our balance. These are great poses to come to when we need that rebalancing, that recentering. Stand in your strength. Feel stable. Drop into your breath. Good. And release your bind if you have it. Hands come back to the heart. Lift the left foot off the thigh and step it all the way back behind you. Take a moment in your lunge, so you're on the ball of your left foot, your right knee stacked over your right ankle. Breathe in, stretch that left heel back behind you. As you breathe out, you're going to open to warrior two. So your heel and your arch will find an alignment here. You'll bend deeply into that front knee. You'll anchor through the back edge of your left foot, and you'll extend your arms out from your heart center, keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping the legs rooted, grounded, and strong. Standing poses are great for focus, for stamina, for stability and strength. Gaze out past your right fingertips, and then bring the left hand back behind you for a half bind. Flip your right palm up, breathe in, and as you breathe out, find reverse warrior. Stretch open your right side again. Stay in that lunge with your front knee. And then as you inhale, let's straighten the leg, reach back. And as you exhale, rebend, staying in our warrior position. Inhale to straighten, reach back. And then exhale to rebend the front knee. This time, inhale to straighten. And as you exhale, open the arms to a T, setting up for Trigonasana. Kick your right hip back and reach the right arm out and over your front thigh. On an exhale, release the hand to the inner calf, or to the shin, or to a block, or to the ground. And then open up to the long side of your mat. Stacking your arms, tucking that right sit bone underneath you, rooting equally through the feet. Breathe as you lean back into the pose. And then breathe in to come out. As you breathe out, pivot your right toes to the long side of the mat and bring your hands to your hips. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. And on an exhale, fold from the hips as you come all the way down into Prasarita Paratanasana. Let's hold on to our ankles for this first variation. Pulling the crown of the head down and lifting the tailbone up. Find those two energies to help lengthen your spine here. Breathing into the inner legs, into the hamstrings. Maybe bringing the crown towards the earth if you feel that, or find that connection, go with it. Wherever you are, just be you and in it. Enjoy it. If your body is open to movement, maybe bend into one knee and then the other. Just taking a little pulsing from side to side. If it feels too deep or you're not ready for it, just hang out with both legs straight. Whatever feels good, right? Options are always nice. And depending on how the body feels, we can some days be up for it and some days not. Good. Let's come back to stillness. Walk the hands out halfway, lift your spine, lengthen. And on the exhale, pivot back to the top of the mat and step back into plank. This will be our one plank for the evening. You're welcome to take it with your knees down. We'll press the heels away, engaging the tops of the thighs by lifting them. Feel your tailbone tug towards your heels. Press those heels away. Push into your hands evenly and keep resisting gravity by lifting your chest up and away. Feel a little rounding through the shoulder blades as you dome your back and protract the blades. Hug your belly in and up. Hug from the outer edges of the body in. Get strong, feel strong, breathe. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. Let it go with a, releasing it out. Maybe shaking the head, maybe a little movement, whatever feels good to you here. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Coming up high on the toes, let's look forward at the thumbs. Step, hop, float your way to the top. Take a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, nice long spine. Let's sweep the arms back with the palms facing down. Engage your shoulder blades onto your back. Big breath in. On the exhale, come to stand. Bring the arms up and overhead. And then palms meet, thumbs to the heart center. Pause for a moment. Feel how the breath is moving through you. Notice any changes. And then ease the eyes open and let's take our tree pose on the other side. Left leg is now your standing leg. We'll take it a little bit further forward. Bring the sole of the right foot anywhere along the inseam of that left leg. It can be different on this side if it needs to be. Maybe begin with your hands in front of your heart. Take a moment to just appreciate the hip opening quality of this balancing standing pose. Feel that turning out, that extreme rotation of your right hip. Maybe bring the arms overhead for one expression here, or maybe take that clasp behind you for a chest opening variation. If you do that, place the opposite thumb on top. Find that funky grip. Open your heart. Root down through that standing leg and lift up through the crown of the head and turn on your core if it's not already. Drop into your body, be present, and use your breath to keep you steady. Good. Bringing the hands back to heart center, press the palms together, release that right foot, step it all the way back behind you for high lunge, coming onto the ball of the right foot. You're bending into your left knee. Just pause here for a moment to find your balance, to stack shoulders over hips, and to really drag that right heel back behind you, opening up the front of your right hip. Take a nice breath in, and then on the exhale, open to warrior two. Dropping your right heel away from you, bending into your left knee, center your torso right over your hips, and open your arms nice and wide. Take your gaze forward, look past your left middle fingers, and turn on your legs nice and strong. Feel this grounding quality. Half bind as that right hand wraps behind you. Hook it in front of your left hip. Flip the left palm open, breathe in. On the exhale, breathe out and reach back for reverse warrior. Stay committed to the bend in your front knee. Stretch open your left side. Inhale, now straighten that left knee, reach back. Exhale, rebend. Inhale to straighten, reach back, plug into your feet. Exhale to bend. Inhale, last time to reach back. As you exhale, unwind your arms, setting up for Trigonasana. Kick your left hip back and reach that left arm way, way out towards the top of the mat. Once you've found that, then open up, placing the back of the hand into the inner calf, to the shin, to a block, to the floor, and open your chest. Root down through the feet. Wrap your left sit bone underneath you, lean back just a little bit more. If you can, take your gaze up to your right thumb. Breathe in, breathe out. Rising up on the inhale. Exhale as you spin your toes to face the long side of the mat, slight pigeon toe. Let's bring our hands into eagle arms this time. So wrap your right elbow underneath your left and go ahead and dive down into your forward fold. Let your shoulder blades open on your back. Breathing into this, maybe come up halfway. It might be a little more effective halfway if you can actually really fold down. Let's come halfway. Keep your spine long. Keep your torso at 90 degrees. Good, and then let's release and switch sides, left under right. Press the palms together, come halfway down. Breathe some space into your back and into that space between your shoulder blades. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, let's let this go. Again, you're welcome to maybe bend into one knee and then the other. A little pulsing from side to side. Feel really good, great for the knees, the ankles, the hips. Nice. Good, bring it to stillness. We'll pivot back towards the top of the mat. This time you're going to walk that right foot to the outside of the mat. Bring your hands inside and step the left foot to the outside. Setting up for Malasana, our yogi squat. Your elbows are inside your knees. You're going to lengthen your tailbone down, press your palms together. Squeeze those knees open by pressing the elbows into them. Dropping the tailbone, lifting the heart. Breathing into your hips here. Another place that can really hold tension, store all kinds of unwanted business, unfinished business, things that we really need to take care of. So spend a little time here, put a smile on your face, know that you're doing the work. If you need to, you can always sit on a block or prop up onto a folded blanket, lifting the heels. Just be sure to listen to your body and do what's right for you. Good, take one more breath in. Really give yourself an inner hug, a good smile. And then exhale to release the hands back behind you, lower on down. And let's come on to our backs. So go ahead and roll yourself down, bring those knees into the chest. We're going to go ahead and cross the right knee over the left, taking a Supine Mukasana. So this is an outer hip opener. It's pretty intense, but you can modify by not going as deep. You'll roll up and reach for your ankles. Keep your feet flexed. And then as you roll down, you're going to draw the ankles down and in and kind of up. Keep working the tailbone towards the mat. Keep your feet flexed. And kind of apply as much pressure or resistance or pull as feels good to you. This is intense, but it really helps to wring us out. Again, we can hold so much tension in this area, so be compassionate, be gentle, but do the work, kind of dive in there. Know that this can really have great benefits. And take one more breath in, maybe go a little deeper, pull it in. And then exhale, release the ankles, keep your legs crossed, maybe tuck your right toes under your left calf for a double wrap. We'll scooch the hips over to the right and gently allow both knees to come to the left. Turn your gaze to the right and relax your right shoulder down towards the mat as much as you possibly can. Coming into this eagle variation of our supine twist. Now, if this is too much for you, you can certainly unwrap the legs and take whatever supine twist variation feels good to you tonight. This is like an extra stretch for your IT band and your glutes, so you may be feeling it here. Breathe into it, encourage the body to release and relax. Good. Take your time to unwind, bringing yourself back onto your backs. Let's unwind the legs and give them a little flutter. Let the blood flow come back and in. If you need to reposition yourself on your mat, let's do that now, and we'll take that on the other side. So left knee over right. Go ahead and roll up to find your ankles. Flex your feet, roll back down, and draw those ankles or your feet in, down, and kind of up. At the same time, you're going to roll your tailbone down, keep your feet flexed. Woo, and feel the feels. So guaranteed you're going to feel one side more than the other. Guaranteed you're going to feel something in that IT band, in your glutes. Good stretch here. It helps to smile. Stay in that positive place. Feed yourself good thoughts. You know, remember that all of our thoughts carry energy. So it's really important to keep a really positive soundtrack going in your head. All right, one more breath in, tug it in, and then exhale to release. Keep the legs crossed, maybe take that double wrap, scooch the hips over to the left, and then allow the knees to drop to the right. Turn your gaze to the left, melt that left shoulder to the ground, and just release into the yumminess of this twist. So everything's wrapped, everything's compressed. When we compress like this, it's kind of like putting that kink in the garden hose. So we're kind of turning off the flow for a moment, letting it all build. And then when we release, there's this wonderful rush, fresh oxygen and blood. Just feels really, really good. It's powerful, it's cleansing. It's great for the body. Good. Keep this as deep as you can go. Oh, I'm getting some puppy kisses. Couldn't be at a better time. Thanks, Blue. And then we'll take our breath to bring us back to our backs. Let's unwind those legs, give them a little flutter kick. Woo. All right, and now the yummy finish, legs up the wall. So if you'd like to practice it with the blanket, you can place your bum on the blanket, fold it, and then you're gonna just hike your hip to the wall. Hopefully you have a wall. If you don't have a wall nearby, you could do a waterfall pose, which is just your legs straight up into the sky, and you could do it on a block supported, which would feel nice. But if you have a wall, you're just gonna place one hip next to it and then roll yourself towards the wall. Shimmy your sit bones a little bit closer. And then once your spine settles down, you can open your arms. You could grab opposite elbows overhead. You could place one hand on your belly and your heart. You could take your arms open wide, cactus, whatever feels good. Remember that we want to make it feel good. We want to make it feel restorative. We want to be in a place that is the opposite of stress. We want to be open, comfortable, and spacious. Now, what's really lovely about this pose is that we're taking all the work out of the legs and we're reversing the flow of circulation and blood. We're giving our heart a bit of a rest, right? And this inversion, it has magical powers, right? We automatically feel how our parasympathetic nervous system has kicked in. You should feel a sense of calm kind of washing over you. If not, adjust yourself so that you do. And we'll finish here. This will be our Shavasana. So just let your breath start to breathe naturally through you. You don't need to monitor your breath in any way. Just let it organically flow. Give yourself permission to kind of check out. This is your time. This is an opportunity to feel centered, to be balanced, to be without distraction. Give yourself permission to kind of step into the beauty of this, even if for a few minutes. And let each exhale kind of take you a little bit deeper in letting go of something. Maybe it's a feeling of gripping. Maybe it's the constant chatter of your mind. Maybe it's those thoughts about work or whatever. Just give yourself the chance to let go of all of that and simply enjoy being in this moment. Carefree, worry-free, stress-free. You are welcome to stay here as long as you would like, giving yourself permission to ride the waves of your breath, to expand into the moment. When you are ready to release from the pose, take it nice and slow. Be gentle in your transition. Don't feel like you need to be in any kind of rush. We'll start by just walking the feet down about 1 or 2 footprints so that your ankles line up with your knees. Take your arms alongside of you, press your feet into the wall and just lift your hips slightly. This is like a bridge pose at the wall. You can feel really good as you ground through the shoulders. Kind of tuck your tailbone under and up. And then slowly roll it back and down. And as the knees draw into the chest, let them fall to one side or the other and just pause in a fetal position. And take a moment to find yourself, to appreciate the fact that you made it to your mat tonight, and to be in gratitude. Rise up as you're ready. And come back to take your seat, whatever that looks like. We'll close the eyes and bring the hands together in front of the heart. Reconnect with your spine and your breath. And just pause and observe how you feel. No judgment required, nothing but observation. Honor yourself, honor your practice, and honor those that practice with us. Peace in this world begins with ourselves. When we find it for ourselves and we cultivate it within ourselves, we can be the beginning of that ripple effect out and into the world. Let's draw the thumbs to the third eye center, bow to one another and the light within. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I know we went a little bit longer, but I felt it and I hope you did too. I hope the practice served you well. And I look forward to being with you again. Thank you, my beautiful yogis. Namaste.